Hey, what's up? So, this is what I'm going to call the pilot episode of a thing. I haven't named it yet. I think I'm going to call it maybe PATD Asks or Pride at the Dragon Asks, but this is the first episode of that. And today we have someone who has been to every Pride at the Dragon event so far, which, I mean, yeah, has only been 2 events, but like, don't try me. Okay, we'll be talking to Jeph. Jeph with a PH, like fat. Anyway, oh shit, I see people have already joined. Sam Kaplan, what's up, Sammy? Revify, which is Jeph. We'll talk about that in a moment. PD Foxy, I cannot remember who you are, but I'm so sorry. I'm trash. I'm sure we're friends, but thank you for joining. And Jeph himself on About a Stang. I'm going to wave to you because I think that's the account that you meant to join from. And yeah, so I don't know if you guys saw what I said, but this is the first time that we're going live with one of our friends. Pardon me. Jeph is that friend today, and I'm just going to ask him some questions. We're going to have a conversation, see how that goes, see that where that takes us, and if it's good, then I think this is something I want to do weekly or maybe bi-weekly. We'll see. So, Steve! What's up, Steve? All right, let me see. I think I need to tap on Jeff's name to invite him. Nope, that's not how I do that. I go to this little button here. I'm learning. I'm auntie age now. I'm at that point where, like, the technology is like, how do you do this? But no, I got it. All right, so we're waiting on him. He's going to join us. He's already here in a Randolph shirt. We see it.
I am.
And it's well fitted. Look at you, thick.
Of course it is. I buy extra smalls.
Extra small. Shirt just be young as hell. That's all right, though. It looks good on you.
Thank
it
you.
Looks great. So you're at your office. I like this wall behind you.
Yeah. Well, this is Mickey's office.
Oh, okay.
But I'm using it today.
You're using it today.
I have a cubicle.
Mickey's your husband, so like his office is your office.
True.
Right. Cubicle. What's a cubicle? No. We don't. But actually cubicles give you like a little bit of privacy that even an office can't sometimes.
Just like a little bit. Though.
Right. It depends on where, if your cubicle is situated correctly against the wall, like you can just get away with murder.
Well, see, my cubicle faces everybody.
Oh.
So I can't get away with shit.
You can't do shit.
Mm-mm.
Damn.
Someone walks by.
Everybody knows what you're shopping for on Amazon. Everybody knows what you got at your house.
Basically, though.
Oh yeah, Jeph got that coffee maker. I saw that. Yeah, you should get that. I think he like.
Oh yeah, I saw him buy that yesterday.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is.
I can come back here whenever I want.
Right. Perfect. Where is Nikki? You left him home?
No, he's making a computer for my mother.
He's making a computer for your mother?
Well, he's like setting it up and whatnot.
Gotcha. That is completely different from making a computer, Jeph.
Well, he put a battery and some other stuff in the other one, so technically he did.
He made it. He invented computers. Understood. Got it. So, Jeph, you ready to get into this?
Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to ask you a question that everybody already knows. What's your name?
My name is not Jeph.
I know. It's Randall.
Randolph.
Randolph? Oh, my bad.
Yes.
My bad.
OLPH.
Still with the PH? Okay, it still works.
Well, Jeph came from somewhere.
PH like that. Yeah, can you tell the story of that? Because I think it was before I was in TCG, maybe.
Oh, it was before I was basically on Facebook. So Jeph came about when some friends and I were going to Ocean City for the first time. Ocean City, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, well, we don't know anyone here. We've never been here before. We could be anybody we wanted. So we just gave each other fake names. And I got Jeph. And I was like, well, I don't really like Jeph with 2 Fs. So I'll be Jeph with a PH because Randolph ends in PH.
That works.
So that's how Jeph came about.
That's how Jeph came about. And then that became your Facebook name and all that jazz.
Yeah, I pretty much go by it now.
Well, I mean, look, you have a name now.
I do.
I remember when I was a young, more femme-presenting woman, I mean, that was just normal. You would go out with your girls, and everybody had fake names because we were not about to give these dudes our real, like, ew,
Fake
you're
numbers
ugly.
too.
Fake numbers. Because back then nobody was bold enough to go ahead and just call you right then. Now you can't get away with that.
No.
They will
were like, "Can I see your
send
phone?"
a text. Right. Right. They will send you a text, and you can't be like, "Oh, my shit on do not disturb." That's why,
No, they will
have
call
to
you and make sure
why
their
your
phone
shit did
rings.
not ring. Right. So I don't know how the girls do it now. It's not a problem for me. I repel the men mostly. It's a side shave thing. Not that I don't be looking, but anyway, that's another story.
Same.
All right, Jeph, not Randolph. That's dead. That's over. Canceled. Okay. Where do you live?
I live in Baltimore.
In Baltimore. Okay, so like in Baltimore.
Well, Baltimore is two places. Baltimore is Baltimore County, which is huge, and then there's Baltimore City downtown.
Gotcha.
I live in the county.
You live in the county. Gotcha. So you live in Baltimore. Those people live in Baltimore.
Yes.
Gotcha. Understood.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Is that where you're originally from?
Yeah, I've lived in Baltimore my entire life.
Wow. It's time to go.
I know.
You got to go somewhere.
Dipset.
Where do you think you would want to move to if you could leave Baltimore right now?
I'd love to go back to San Francisco.
San Francisco's such a magical city.
It's
but
expensive, but worth
right, oof. Eek. I looked at San Francisco rent when I lived out in Cali, and I was like, okay, so that's a later in life thing.
Like much later. Like I believe it's like $200,000, and you're still poor.
Yeah, I mean at this point, it's not to bring the mood down, but it's gotten to the point where the city's not that great anymore because of it.
Yeah.
But maybe if they find some, I don't know. They
With
got
all that money there, there's something they can do.
There's something, I'm just waiting to see where the regular people go, and then I'm like, okay, so that's the next hot spot. Done.
Redwood City.
Redwood City. Okay, I'm gonna check it out when I'm in Cali.
And then across the bridge.
I'm not saying anything that's a detail, but for the next gathering, Cali, Northern Cali, that whole area will be on the menu.
I'm down.
Okay.
You tell me when, and I will probably fly.
We believe late October. I think, in fact, the Saturday of our weekend will be Halloween. So
I'm okay with that.
We'll see though. No more details. I don't have them yet. So exciting. So, Jeph, you were originally from this area, Baltimore County. What kind of kid were you? Were you a good kid? Were you bad?
Oh, I was a great kid. I never really got in trouble much, except when dealing with my brothers. I have two brothers, an older brother and a younger brother.
Oh, middle child.
We just fought all the time. Like, we did not really get along.
Yeah.
I still don't get along well with my younger brother. We're pleasant, but not...
You're not friends.
Close or anything.
Right.
Yeah. I'm much closer with my older brother now than I was when I was a child. We grew out of a lot of, like, animosity stuff. Right. But I was such a nerd. I still am a nerd. Like, when I got my first cell phone, I was 11. And I sold my Game Boy Advance SP for it.
You sold a Game Boy for yourself. Actually,
I did.
Back then, I guess, yeah, I would have done it too. I would have. Yeah.
And it was the cobalt blue one.
And
I had the cobalt blue SP because I originally had a silver one. But I took it to school one day, and that was a mistake. And I let a girl I had a crush on touch it. And the first thing she did was spin it upside down on the gym floor. So as soon as she picked it up, the whole top was scratched.
Right.
And that was when I learned, don't let people touch your shit.
Don't. It's not worth it. If they don't have their own, they don't know how to treat it.
Nope. And I was so upset. I spit in the charger port and then took it back to Toys R Us and said, it doesn't charge anymore. That's
and now that's why Toys R Us is out of business. Because Jeph would just claim warranty on so much shit that he literally just spit in.
And so I traded in and I got the blue one. And then a few months later, I was like, I'm kind of over this. I want a phone now.
Mm-hmm.
So I traded and got my first phone. It was a Nokia 3585i from Simple Freedom.
So wait, the 3585i, is that like the traditional brick?
Yes.
Wait, which one? Long brick or short brick? I'm trying to age you.
It was a longer one.
It was the longer one? Okay, all right.
And it had a flip-out antenna that came out from the back.
Yes.
It didn't have a color screen.
Nope. All you had was like Snake. Thing. I still love playing Snake on those phones.
Asteroid.
Yes. My first cell phone, I don't remember the model, but it was a color screen. I got it in 12th grade. Is that a lie? No, I feel like I was 16, so like in 10th grade or something like that. I don't know. But it was like an early flip phone with a color screen. It was like 1.5 by 1.5. No camera. It was an LG. It was blue and silver. And it had it on Sprint. And like, I thought it was the dopest thing ever because you had the chromatic ringtones, which like, hello, like you had made it if your ringtones could harmonize with themselves. Mm-hmm. When I loaded games up, it said Java right on it. I was like, my shit is a computer, bitch. Okay. And yes, the flip up antenna, the pull out antenna, you gotta have it because it wasn't official that you were on your phone until you said, or like use your teeth or whatever, because you were just so cool with it. And then you flip it open with your little thumb. Bring back flip phones.
The Razor's coming back.
I see it. I've seen it.
$1,500. We'll see how that goes.
Oh. And Samsung had issues with their folding screen. So I'm like, okay, Motorola, what you finna give us? Because I haven't really heard anything from Motorola in a minute. But I've not been a phone nerd in years either. So it could just be that I'm just missing it.
So I think the Galaxy is made of like glass, and that's why it was having problems. But the Razor is a form of plastic.
Oh, okay.
We'll see how that ages.
Right. You're going to get it.
Of course I am.
Of course you are. Of course.
I always buy them.
Jeph at this point, you have what, not buckets, but what are the little storage bins? You have storage bins of cell phones at this point.
2 storage bins.
Two
medium-sized storage bins.
Wow.
I had one big one, but I outgrew that.
Clearly. Okay. So, as a kid, you were a nerd. You got your first cell phone by trading in your Game Boy SP Cobalt Blue that you had scammed your way into to begin with.
Yes.
So, what else about you? Were you just a nerd and you just gonna kind of quiet, fought your brothers and...
Okay, I'll tell you something.
Ooh.
When Yu-Gi-Oh was popular, they came out with the dual discs that you could buy. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I had to have one.
Of course.
And I felt like hot shit because me and my friend were the only 2 in our class who had the actual, like, dual discs. We would show up to, like, the tournaments in the back of Toys R Us and be like, yeah, bitch, now what?
Oh.
Yeah,
you were really, really nerdy. You were there.
I still have my Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I
still hide them, too.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I regret giving away my Pokemon cards. I never played with them. I just collected them because that was the thing to do.
Yeah, I never played Pokemon. It was too complicated. You needed marbles and you needed dice and all kinds of other things. I'm like, I ain't got time for that. Yu-Gi-Oh, it's just cards.
I had hundreds of cards and I never bothered to learn to play it. I just knew what was rare and what wasn't. And then one day, in like 10th grade, I was like over it and I just gave them away to my friends, the twins.
Oh, no. See, one thing I regret is I left my Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Disc at my friend's house. And then once we started growing up, I was going over less and less, and his mom donated them.
Right.
Now they're worth like $400. I'm like, we only paid $35 for it. I'm like, we should just kept them.
Should have just kept them.
But no. We didn't know. She didn't know. We know now.
Now you know.
Now I want to be like, well, I want to know what 10-year-old has my Dual Disc now. Go beat them up.
Probably in some junkyard.
Don't say that. I need to believe that it's in capable hands.
Was it flimsy? I'm sure it was flimsy.
No, it was actually like really solid construction.
Yeah? Okay. All right. Maybe, maybe it's in the collection somewhere.
I hope so.
Being taken care of. Were you into cars back then, though? Okay, you told me about phone. You told me about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes.
Did you like cars?
So, I've always loved cars. I used to go to Walmart. Every time I would have any kind of money, I would go to Walmart and buy the pullback cars. And I had a collection of at least 100 of those.
Wow.
And then my younger brother came along, and that just started going down because they would break, or he would lose them, or he'd give them to friends. I'm like, you can't give my stuff to your friends. That's not how this works.
He's kind-hearted. He's generous.
He's a klepto. He's still a klepto.
Well, T.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I've always really loved cars. It's always been my...
I actually did need a sip.
I was drinking some tea, huh?
It was water. It was water from my giant, big, fucking honking Quick Trip cup.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we don't have those here.
Oh, Quick Trip.
We have Wawa.
Oh, shit. I hear Wawa's good, though. All right. So, pullback cars, collection starts dwindling. But, I mean, at this point, is it time to start getting into video games and, like, playing more racing games? Or were you still like, I want my physical car toys?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Midnight Club, Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, those were my shit.
Yes.
Underground 2 is the best Need for Speed ever invented.
You know, I preferred Underground 1 for many reasons. I did. It could be, okay, so here's my thing, though. And maybe I need to go back and make a comparison now on the same system. Because I did Underground 1 on Xbox, which I thought was PlayStation. Great. And then, but Xbox back then, it was just so smooth. Anyway, it was on in the original Xbox. And then Underground 2 came out, and I think, were we on a next console generation? It doesn't matter. I played that on PlayStation. So it was a slightly different experience as far as the feel of the game, and my preference was about the feel of the game. True. So I really should revisit on the same console. And maybe I'll think Underground 2 is better.
I used to play Midnight Club 2. Mm-hmm. And when I bought a house, I bought a PlayStation because I have an Xbox at home. I was like, I've never really had a PlayStation before. So, and it's true, the gameplay is very different. I hate playing my games on it because it's just not the same because I'm so used to Xbox and how that worked and the controls and everything. And PlayStation, it's great, but it's not what I like playing Xbox.
Right. And I've gone back to PlayStation full time personally, so I flipped.
I'm on Switch now.
Yeah, I have a Switch and I barely touch it because I don't know why. I don't know why.
I bought my Switch because the Pokemon Eevee and Pikachu came out, and that's what got me a Switch. Right. I got the special Eevee one, too.
I got it because my little sister wanted a Switch, and I promised her if she got A's that semester, all A's, she could have one. But really, it was for me. Like, I was going to buy one anyway. I just wanted
now we can share it, and I'll just keep it 99% of the time.
Exactly. It stays in my room. And like when she wants a game, I'll just be like, all right, I'll get you the game that you want or whatever, and then she'll have a flurry of playing it, and then she just leaves at part 2. So
yeah,
whatever. So you have any racing games on your Switch?
No, it's all Pokemon.
It's all Pokemon. That's it.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get me on a handheld console.
Right.
It's hard to play racing games when you're like out and about and doing stuff. Like you have to really concentrate. Pokemon is just aimlessly, basically walking around.
Right. I get that. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like that's the kind of like mindless game that I like to play on handhelds, but then I don't like mindless games very much. You know?
They get so mindless they get boring sometimes.
Right. Just aimlessly wandering. Ooh, here's a fight. Let's see this RPG thing. Aimlessly wandering some more. Yeah.
Basically.
So what kind were you into a specific kind of car back then?
Porsche.
Like Porsche. Was that your go-to in Midnight Club? And what was there a Porsche in?
There wasn't a Porsche in Midnight Club.
What about
Gran Turismo and Need for Speed Carbon.
Okay.
That was when I fell in love with the Cayman.
The Cayman, yes.
I hated Carbon because you couldn't modify your car anymore. Like that was the first game where Need for Speed was like, you don't need that anymore. I'm like,
Like,
that's why I stopped playing Carbon, because I got to
it wasn't the first one. The early Need for Speeds, you could not. Like, Need for Speed 2, you couldn't. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, I don't think you could. I think Underground was the first one where you could.
Yeah. And then Underground 2, and then I think after that, it was like a downhill spiral. I'm like, Yeah, I didn't play those games very long, because the whole point of those games was customizing your car the way I wanted it. I don't want this sock black Cayman. I want, the 24s with like flames on it.
Right. A Cayman on 24s with flames on it. I want
or however you could do, just like the option to do that.
Just whatever you wanted to do. I get that. Man, you may want to go back and revisit those old games.
I know, right? I bought Midnight Club 3 Double Edition Remix for my PlayStation.
Yeah.
And I love that fucking game.
I never played any of the Midnight Club games.
Oh, you have to. And the last one was Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
In Los Angeles, you could have convertibles where you could actually like put the top down on command.
Oh.
Like I felt baller, like driving around in my Pontiac Solstice and be able to put the top up and down whenever I felt like it.
Just whenever, 75 miles an hour, top up.
Yep.
Top down.
You hit X and it just goes down.
And that's what got you. I think by the time that rolled around, I was deeper into sim racing, so I was pretty much exclusively Gran Turismo. Yeah. But I see the new Need for Speed. I've seen a couple people play it on Twitch. It looks fun. There's a lot of customization. That shit's all back.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll give it a chance. We'll see.
I have Payback. I haven't gotten very far in it.
No.
That's how I am with video games. I'll buy it. It's great for a week. And then I get back to my adult life and it's like, oh, I have that thing I really should get back to.
Right. I started a Twitch channel to make myself game more. Because gaming is like therapeutic for me, right? Mm-hmm. And it was years where I wasn't really doing it. But then I kind of fell off of that this summer because my job had me working evenings. But I'm starting back on a regular schedule next week. So
good.
Looking forward to that. All right, Jeph, what do you drive now? None of them are Porsches.
No.
I know that.
I have my Volvo wagon. It's a V90 cross country.
Mm-hmm.
I have my Mustang convertible. It's the EcoBoost. And my latest acquisition is...
a
Mitsubishi Outlander. It's an SEL.
Oh, wait, no, I saw it on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you get a Mitsubishi Outlander?
I wanted a pilot, but my husband would not agree that I could spend pilot elite money.
Right.
So I was like, well, I guess I'll look for something else. And pretty much everything with 3 rows that had a sunroof and heated seats was at least $40,000.
Mm-hmm.
Except the Mitsubishi Outlander.
Gotcha.
And I was like, well, I guess. So we got it for $25,000.
I guess.
The V6 wasn't worth the money.
Uh-huh.
Because it only had 52 more horsepower than the 4-cylinder. I'm like, why would I spend $4,000 to upgrade for 52 horsepower? That's not worth it for me.
No.
Yes,
okay.
It only has 166 horsepower and a CVT, but it works. It's got 3 rows and you can fit adults in it. That's fine.
So why did you need an SUV when you got the Volvo?
Because I needed an extra seat. Because before, when we would go to my house, it would be me, my husband, my friends, and his husband, and then his friend, and that made 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then that other friend got a boyfriend. So now we had 6 people. I'm
so
like,
you
well,
needed 3
fit
rows.
6 people in the Volvo, so I needed 3 rows. I was like, what's the cheapest way I can get in 3 rows? And that's a Mitsubishi Outlander.
Got it. It works.
It's slow with the CVT, but it's got heated seats, a 3rd row, and sunroof. Like, my qualifications are very low. Heated seats and sunroof, I'm like, okay, I could probably deal with that.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, if it works for you, it works for you. I personally would have told third friend to be like, I guess you're driving your own car behind us.
Well, see, that was the original plan, but when Ocean City in the summer, it's packed and you're not going to find a spot anywhere. Mm-hmm. So in order for us to do anything together, we all had to get into one car.
It's better be in one car, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. I want friends that buy whole new cars so that I continue to fit in their life. I need those types of people in my life. It's you. Wow. I'm gonna move to Maryland with my girlfriend, and it's gonna be like, I guess you gotta get a van, Jeph.
Well, see, we have a van in the household. I just don't like to drive the van.
Okay, so you can seat 8 though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it works.
I didn't want that, and I felt bad trying to take someone else's car for my personal use whenever I felt like it.
Yeah,
that's kind of messed up.
Right, I get that. All right, let me get to the business because I'm looking at your shirt. That is a Revify shirt, right?
Yes, it is.
So I'm going to ask the question even though I know the answer. I know you're a fucking cell phone nerd. You love cell phones. You're a cell phone freak. But for the audience, what made you start Revify, a cell phone case and apparel company?
I love cars and I love phones. I wanted a car dealer, but I can't do that. That's expensive and takes a lot of time. I ain't got time for that.
You ain't got time.
And I love phones. And I was like, well, I could mix the two and just do car stuff. So why not? I mean, there's plenty of places who can do stuff for you. So why not just reach out to them and see what they can do for you?
Right, right.
Worst that they say is no.
So you reached out to a case manufacturer? Or
Pretty much.
Okay.
A few of them. A few printers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I found the ones where I was like, okay, there's enough profit in here that I could actually do something with it.
Nice.
And that's how Revify came about.
Revify. And I remember you trying to get the name. And I think I voted for Revify because I didn't have anything creative to add. I was like, can I just vote for something that already exists?
We actually ran a contest on a website where people would submit domain names.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one that I really liked.
Nice.
I didn't like it at first because I was like, it's got 2 V's in it.
Right.
So I didn't like it. But now I do like it because it has 2 V's in it.
You know, I like the 2 V's, but you just said something that has the scammer in me thinking. I'm like, so people submit domain names and you choose one you like. I would be there to poach domain names when I know they're going to vote for that. I'd be like, let me buy this domain up for $5 and I'll sell it back to you for 1,000, bitch. That's horrible.
I wish it worked like that. But no, a lot of them are protected when they submit domain names.
Gotcha. So only you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. Probably because they knew people would do that.
Exactly.
All right. Just checking. I see you got on the Prindle shirt right now.
I do. The Pride Prindle shirt.
The Pride Prindle shirt. I saw that there was a little bit of controversy about that one. We don't have to get into it, but you then made a manual shirt or design for your case,
I did.
Right? So we got it for both of you girls. We got it for those of you who drive the automatic. We got it for those of you who drive a manual transmission. Flappy paddle girls, they still working on it, okay?
I'm actually working on a case about flappy paddles.
It's coming, okay? Relax. Can we get one that's like, okay, but it is a manual, and it's just like the Prindle, but then the slide over to plus minus?
The 2-pedal manual?
Because I want that case, because it's me. I mean, my car now, my personal car, the car I'm in is a manual, but like, it's been down, and I've been driving my mom's car for the last 2 weeks, and it's just an E65 series, and it's got the automatic with the slide over to the plus and minus, just like Crevenza did. And I'm like, you know what? This is a fucking manual. It's real rough, like that. Whatever transmission they use, ZF, Gentrack, I don't know who made it, but it doesn't like it. Okay. Like,
that's why that car stopped production.
Girl, I was like, just leave it in D. Leave it alone. So where can people find Revify stuff? I think you just talked about the domain. So it's just revify.com,
Revify.com or Facebook.com/Revify.
Gotcha. And that's RVVIFY. Revify.com. Okay. I still haven't bought my case. I was thinking about buying a new phone, but it was like, oh, I can't really afford it. So I'll probably be ordering my case in very soon.
I'm ready.
Okay, good. Let me see. Do I have anything else to ask you? I do. You're coming to Pride of the Dragon in April.
Yes.
Now, if money were no object, and if production were no object, like it could be a concept car, whatever, what would you take to Pride of the Dragon if you like this was your last time you were ever coming?
I would love to have an Audi R8 Spider.
Okay, that
V10.
because top down V10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be. You got taste.
Yeah, I'm done buying the poor engines. I made that mistake once. I'm not doing that again.
Which with the EcoBoost?
Mm-hmm.
You don't like it?
It's fine, but since I bought it, I was told that I could have had the V8. Now I'm like, well, now I guess next time I'll just buy the bigger one.
Right. They should have never told you could have had the V8.
Nope.
I really love that generation Mustang, and I see myself having one. It's so beautiful.
I love it so much, and I'm ceramic coated, so I don't have to really like try to wash it.
Right. Just kind of
nice.
Kind of spit shine it in the morning, and you're like,
okay. I love it so much. I bought new wheels for it, which I had never done for a car before.
Like, no. Oh, no, right. You're not really a modifier.
Mm-mm.
But it looks like you gave you the bug because you bought wheels for the Mustang. You wrapped the Volvo.
I did, yeah.
You know, I still laugh to this day, and I tell people about this because it's fucking hilarious. When you came to Pride of the Dragon in April, I was like, oh, you were saying, like, I didn't know y'all was going to be driving this fast. And I'm like, well, yeah, why did you bring the yacht? You know, because you had brought the Volvo XC90, XC60?
V90.
Whatever. V90, thank you. XC's SUVs. I'm going to get it together. Yes. So you brought this, and I'm like, well, why didn't you have the Mustang? You brought it in October. You know how this goes. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you bring that? You were like, oh, because y'all haven't seen the rap in person. I died. I said, girl.
It's so pretty, though.
It is pretty. I'm not going to lie. I was like, damn, you're right. Because I'd seen it on Facebook, and, you know, cell phone pics don't.
It looks so different in pictures versus, like, in person.
Yes.
A lot of people, when I sent the pictures, they were like, oh, I don't know about that. And then in person, they're like, okay, I'm down with this now.
I'm with it, right? See, you have to doctor the pictures. You have to bring back some of the saturation. Mm-hmm. I'm a photographer, I be knowing. But that was fucking hilarious. And I think I will never forget that so long as I live. We're going to be 96. Okay? at Pride of the Dragon 84. Remember the first time we had Pride of the Dragon? We're not even driving anymore. We just show up with photos of our cars that we once were able to drive at the Dragon. And I'm going to still be telling people about how you brought a fucking Volvo.
A lifted wagon. A lifted. She had fun though. The Rotors didn't like it, but they're fine now.
They're fine now, yeah. She was heavy. I saw her back there just like...
What really irritated me about taking it was because Volvo is so safety focused, taking a corner hard, it would break for me.
Gotcha.
So it didn't really want me to have too much fun with it.
Right.
I remember Kara's like, I see you doing a lot of heavy braking. And I'm like, it's not me, it's the car. Because the car doesn't want me to die. I'm like, I'm fine. It's not that bad right now.
No, Volvo's like, we can't do this. No, structural.
We were made for light trips to the cabin.
Okay, if there's a little dirt road, not even really dirt. Let's talk about gravel. You know, something with a little organization. I can get you there. This is a lot.
Yeah, but it was fun. Though. It was a great experience taking a big car to the Dragon.
Yes.
Would I do it again? Probably not.
But you know what? That's what the locals do. Like, you get there and no one's driving sports cars.
They have box trucks on the Dragon.
Girl, okay? I saw a dude. I had to pull over for him, okay? Because I was on my little all-season rental tires. And he came up behind me in a fucking Chevy CK 1500, like the one that was called the Cayenne, because it wasn't even a high enough fucking trim to get the name Silverado, okay? He came up behind me and was on my ass, Jeph. And you know I drive, okay? I said, I
saw you put that Mazda 3 to work.
Girl, I said, I'm so sorry, sir. I pulled over at the next pull off, and he said, I was not ready. The locals,
they know.
They know. Anyway, thank you so much for doing this. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Oh, we actually hit just about 30 minutes. Okay.
Oh,
yeah, it's just 11:34.
We're a little over.
Yes. This is perfect. This works. All right, I'm going to try to find some time to
Snaps
edit
for Tati.
Thank you. Snaps for Jeph. Thank you. I will see you in April, and I'll see you online, of course, probably today. Talking shit. All right. Good night.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
And now